Yo, what up, though? Don Chief, Big Chief, man. The God amongst men was good, man.
Mike, check. What's happening, champ? What's happening?
Yeah, you know, man, we finally back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right now, can we call this, I like the, if I was to title this, the battle of the gods, of the legends. You know, when two legends, two titans go at it, man, the earth shake. Things kind of shake up a little bit. People get a little bit uncomfortable when we see two guys kind of go at it, man. And
who we call it a legend, though?
You know, I'm calling you in kind of legend.
Okay. You giving them the legend title already?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Already. Okay. I think both of y'all deserve it. You definitely made some waves and, you know, solidified yourself in the city. You know what I'm saying, with your music. I mean, everybody talk about Chief that grew up, you know what I'm saying, in that period, and that's from here. But I also seen Sean, a person hit the digital space and pioneer and be able to navigate and create a lane of his own. You know what I'm saying? So both of y'all definitely living legends.
I can dig it. I ain't gonna dig it. I mean, you know, I would never discredit nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In a sense, so if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. So because we in two different lanes.
Yeah.
He got a whole different lane. So yeah, he legendary in this lane, being the first to conquer it and do that. So I can agree with you with that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's cool. That's a cool one. Yeah, that's a cool one.
So lately, you know, you've been making waves. Of course, your Boss Talk interview come out.
Right.
And, you know, for the first time in a long time, we see somebody actually try to challenge Saycheesetv, Sean Cotton.
Thanks. Okay. And you want me to tell you why? It ain't really just no challenge. It's really just me calling them out on things that I feel, you know, and speaking my truth in a sense. You know what I'm saying? And for two, he never made me nor break me. So social media, I kind of consider the bloggers like how I used to do the DJs. Like, I'm going to go get it regardless.
Yeah.
So I'm not afraid to speak my mind in the sense of you not fucking with me, because I don't care if you fuck with me or not. I'm going to go eat. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to anybody, any blogger, this that, if I got some truth about it, I'm going to speak on it.
No, that's real. So let's kind of start from the beginning, then, not necessarily from the beginning, but just a little bit about you, because like kind of hearing your story and, you know what I'm saying, your disdain for Saycheesetv and how the things are right now. Me on the outside looking in, I'm not no psychologist and nothing like that, but it sounds like you got a fear of being forgotten.
What game we in? What this game we in?
It's the entertainment.
It's the entertainment game.
Yeah.
And the entertainment game is built up on what? History, you know, competition, you know, just friendly competition, you know, legacy, you know what I'm talking about? Numbers. So at the end of the day, if I'm a person that I know that I done worked hard for something, you know, I know what kind of impact that I done had in an industry that I'm in, then it's only just right. I'm doing protocol. You know what I'm saying? Like, this just protocol. Everybody before me, you got the cats that were before me, DOC, Pimpster, and, you know, boys who done did some things, they would want to be acknowledged.
Yeah.
This the game we in. What's wrong with that?
So would you say you have a fear of being forgotten?
I don't got no fear, because I'm not forgotten by the ones that matter, which is the street. See, y'all talking social media. That's digital world. I come from the world. I got it out the mud. My hustle and my run was in the streets.
Yeah.
So the streets go feel totally different than how the social media.
But even in the streets, is it a fear of being forgotten in the streets? Because as time go on,
nah.
Legends get smaller.
I mean, not if you had a real impact.
Let's say, for example.
No, listen.
Your generation might say Michael Jordan is the greatest hooper ever.
Right.
This generation never saw Jordan hoop. So they would say LeBron. They may hear about Jordan. They may still hear their dad talk about Jordan. But now the next generation will say somebody else is better. Jordan forgotten, and people, my generation, talking about LeBron is the GOAT. Like, as generations move on, legends get smaller. Like me and you say Jordan, I may say LeBron. Neither one of us was around when Bill Russell was hooping. So when you hear people say how great Bill Russell is, you be like, man, that shit kind of, if you're a fan of basketball and know basketball, you know Bill Russell impact.
Right.
But we weren't around for that shit. Legends kind of get smaller. Is that your fear? Is that why you trying to move around and try to, make sure solidify?
It's not no trying. I'm moving. And as long as I'm alive, well, and out of jail, I got action to add on to my legacy. And however long it lasts is however long it lasts. If it may not impact the whole world like how it's supposed to, or if I wanted to, but long as I impact somebody, I'm good. Yeah. I'ma live forever. So you can say Jordan get smile, he living forever. We just seen The Last Dance last year, and that was some shit 22 some years ago. It's not gonna get smile when you was the first to do something, because it's gonna be always somebody that, go bring you up.
No, so, for sure.
I mean, that's cool.
I don't say legends are forgotten.
I mean, they probably will get smaller. Yeah, no, and that's just life, but when you done made a certain impact, for Dallas-Fort Worth, I don't even think I was off the radar for down there 5-6 years, and the love was real. They ain't forget me. It's just that the younger ones probably just don't know that much about me. But now I get love in the streets, and that's where I got my money from. That's where my run came from. So I can't expect to get the same love from the streets that from the internet, because I haven't played the internet game. This is my first run. You got, people saying, who is this nigga right here? You know what I'm saying? What's this nigga about? So you got people just getting introduced to me for the first time now. But I got a story though. You know what I'm saying?
If you could for me, because I know this term, the streets, is going to come up quite often. Define to the audience, like, when you say the streets, what do you mean?
Okay, so when I say the streets, let's be honest, hip hop comes from the streets. Okay. So when we talking about music, true enough, you can go and get all the views you want. But why you think these boys out here crashing out? Because they trying to get co-signment from the streets. They trying to get certified for the street people that, that's not on social media. Because at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, if you banging in the streets, you can bang on social media. It don't go like that and vice versa. Just because you banging on social media, millions of views, people in the streets, you might be obsolete to it. And everybody want to be recognized in the streets because hip hop is a street driven game. So when I'm speaking in the streets, I'm not saying in the sense of doing street shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's more of hip hop. The struggle, the music come from the streets. Everything they talking about is some street shit. So when you talking that street shit, you got to cater to the street consumers. So they live a little different. You know what I'm saying? So when you come from the streets and you don't put that real work in, the streets never forget you. Now, why you think they in New York and them boys, you got NBA cats, they on the biggest, highest level, but when they go to that part, they recognize them street legends.
Gotcha. Do you consider yourself a legend?
The streets do. The game do. I never did. I let the game talk. The game call me that. They put that word on me. I just consider myself good.
Gotcha. Because I hear you refer to yourself a few times on interviews as a legend.
Oh, it's solidified now. I weathered the storm. I weathered the storm. So, honestly, what I did can't be reduplicated.
Okay.
It can't be reduplicated, and you got to be a person who's connected with the streets to understand that story. If you just trying to get that information from people who came up in the digital aspect, it's going to be hard. But we got that coming too, because I got the movie documentary coming to world. Now everybody who do, these boys 25, 26, 27, yeah. I can show you me. Now, when I was 25, 26, 27, and I let y'all be the judge, I'm a grown man now. So now don't look for me to do what I was doing when 10, 15 years ago. If you looking for that person, I'm going to give you the DVD.
Okay. I look at it, and I know you talk about the streets, how you perceive it. Can the streets evolve? Because for you, the streets were more physical, at a time where you was at your height, you was amongst the people, physical CDs was selling. It was a more personable interaction in person.
Right.
This generation, just as real as the streets were to you at this time, the streets for them is real. Could you be losing connections with the younger generation if you're not willing to accept the fact that for them, the streets have evolved? They don't look at the streets the way that you do. That old time for them is past.
And honestly, how I look at it, they looking at it different. That's why everything going crazy. It's a different way of living right now. Now, the way they played in the streets ain't how I played in the streets because I came up in the cocaine era, the crack era. They came up in the pharmaceutical era. So they game is a little bit more different. Yeah, they streets a little bit more different. They bag is a little bit more different, but it still remains the same. It's some people still eating the long way. The streets ain't never go leave.
Yeah.
They gonna stay where they at.
Gotcha.
Nah, they go. So you better cater to them. Cause guess what? Them boys steady out here. They done blew up on the social media and they not attached to the streets. That's why they trying to do all this stuff to attach to the streets and they fucking themselves off.
I see no reward with the streets.
So it's all kind of ways you can play in the streets. See, once again, let's not get to the point to where I'm saying you have to do street shit. I'm more saying being connected. When I'm saying, and we speaking in the music aspect, in a sense, when I'm saying going to the streets. Now I'm going to put up what you see Khaled doing right now. No, Khaled said, you know what, man, I've been eating all this new money, but I'm going to go back to in-stores. I'm going to go back to seeing and rubbing shoulders with my audience instead of picking up the phone and letting them see me on some digital. That's what I'm talking about. We talking about music. We ain't talking about the street life. We talking about the entertainment.
Yeah.
So when I'm saying that, that's what I'm saying, being connected.
Should legends call themselves legends?
I mean, if it's stamp sealed and approved, then, you know, I mean, why not?
Because to me, I think when a legend starts saying that they're a legend, it makes them seem unsure that they're a legend, as if they're trying to promote, broadcast, and convince people of their legendary status. Like, typically legends don't have to speak for themselves. The people speak. And so when you see a legend start calling himself a legend, it make you start to say like, oh, shit, this dude may not be a legend. He don't look at himself like that.
I mean, I hear you answering the question. That just sounds like something you fathering up. You know, everybody got their own way of thinking. You know, you can feel that way. You can feel like a legend shouldn't call itself a legend. You know, that's your personal opinion. So, you know, everybody gonna have their own personal opinions. And I mean, on opinions, it don't be no right or wrong on that one.
Yeah.
So I'm not finna, you could look at a person that's considered themselves a legend funny because they saying, you know, I'm a legend, I did it. You can look at it like that. I don't look at it like that. I don't look at it when Mayweather say he the greatest and shit, that's groovy, my guy. But you could look at it like that and be like, no, so it's to each his own. I don't see no problem with it, but if some people do, I mean, hey, what they supposed to mean?
So it was the conversation of there's levels to being legends. That was coming up kind of in the interviews. There's different levels. So in a grand scheme of things, if you were to rank or rate your legendhood on a scale of 1 to 10, like God status of legendary, not actual God, but God status of being a legend, what would you give yourself on a number 1 to 10?
When we talking, what we speaking on?
Just you overall. Your kind of you as a
person, just
as music,
because
everything.
Oh yeah, I'm Mount Rushmore. I'm one of them ones that's go. Now I done already came through a couple of decades and I'm still being talked about. Nah, we in 2022, man. I started doing this in 1996, 97, 98. We in 2022.
Yeah. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what number would you grade yourself?
I mean, it ain't because at the end of the day, it ain't no number because you got people who ain't never even dealt with music that's, you know, certified. Yeah. And so it ain't gonna be no number. You know, I'm just special, one of them special ones because I was kind of the best of both worlds.
Gotcha.
So it ain't no number because, you know, when it comes when you speaking on me, what you mean to, I'm one of them guys that, you know, they go talk about not just in no hood, all around this joker. You know what I'm saying? And depending on who you bump into, go be a different conversation. If you bump into a person on music, they gonna be like, nah, that boy that really had every trap booming. Nah, we jam Chief, Jeezy, Gucci, T.I. Or if you bump into somebody on the streets, that's just gonna be like, nah, that nigga there was one of them ones. So I just happened to be one of them, have the best of both worlds, the world. You know, I was a force to be reckoned with on both sides of the field. So it ain't no number, you know, because I know I'm up there. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some other folks out there we can't even talk about. You wouldn't know about. A lot of boys wouldn't know about. They up there. You know, they mean a lot to the cause they being spoke about still to this day. You know, and they had they shit in 1980s.
Yeah.
So I'm one of them ones. Now, because I was the first.
If when people say, yeah, Chief is a legend, but he barely made it past local, regional at best.
Once again, we speak in Dallas Fort Worth. I can't speak on, we talking Dallas Fort Worth. I can admit and be like, hey man, I never had no deal or nothing. Y'all speaking on me and I ain't never had a situation. Now these boys had deals and people backing them. Now I came from the hill. All me. Before Dolph, it was a Chief who got all this momentum. Now with your A-list stars, I got features with Ross, Jim Jones. I got with all your, now it was me, a local nigga. Mm-hmm. How many of those you go see go have that kind of catalog? Now I was a local, but I had mainstream numbers. Now when it came to Dallas Fort Worth, I can't speak on worldwide. I didn't have no deal. I ain't had no situation. It was a different kind of hustle. I couldn't just drop nothing and go straight to everybody. You have to pull up, hop out, have a different kind of situation. So my grind was like them Houston boys grind. Now it's a lot of them boys ain't went worldwide. It was a lot of people didn't know who UGK was. But to her, they was the giants.
Yeah.
So what that mean?
So you name the A-list stars, people be like, well, yeah, you ain't have a label backing, but you tapped into what you just call A-list celebrities, and yet you still wasn't able to make it past local region.
You know, but it's politics. So y'all gotta understand, it's a whole different game. I made it to where I'm still making rap money today. Now I'm paying taxes off of it. You got a lot of boys with a boatload of numbers. Let me see what they doing. If they doing any shows, I got one in a couple weeks. Me and Finesse 2 times. My grind been different. So I didn't have to have a major to live and look like it. That's the problem. Boys say he didn't have made it. Nah, but I gave you and I gave you that vibe. Now you thought I was a major. No, that boy signed. And, you know, because I carry myself that way and I never thought less of myself, you know, they say that's arrogant. Well, I be a little arrogant then because I don't think less of myself. So, you know, I don't really care about, you know, everybody else called success. I'm successful. I'm good. I'm still eating today. Now, 15, 16, 17 years in the game, ain't me a local nigga still doing it.
What happened, because a lot of people want to label you. I see both sides. Some people who for Chief, of course, they Chief a legend.
Right.
But you got, you know, the other side that's saying like, man, Chief a hater. When Chief was on and he was at his white hot moment, you wasn't giving back. I mean, some people even say like, man, they tried to get interviews from you, and you was kind of like one of those like, nigga, I'm kind of too big. I ain't doing this shit. Like, when you look back, is there anything that you wish you could have handled differently at your white hot moment that could have made things a little bit smoother for you now?
For what? I just gave you the read. They say I ain't do nothing to put nobody on. Name me somebody who done put somebody on from here who had a deal. The Road, DSR, Check Out Malene, My Dougie, Pookie and Lucci. Who did they put on? And they had deals.
I mean, you can look at The Road, tried to sign Young Nation. He tried to help them. That's one. I mean, all you can do is try. It's up to the people to like the music. But at the end of the day,
so check this out. It's up to the people. I can't help it and say, because Mo never mentioned what I did for him. Yella never mentioned what I did for him. Trap never mentioned what kind of relationship we had. I can't knock that. I mean, I have no control over that. But y'all will never know, but I know what I've done for folks.
But I think now is the time for you to kind of, because in the world
but
you right now, what you don't know don't exist.
I mean, and that's cool.
And
that's
the whole
cool.
point of
that's
having
cool.
a conversation on camera is like open up the world, give them a chance to see Chief's side.
But this is where I'm at with it. I know that I fuck with him, and I'm like, I know how we played. I was more under the impression, like, you know, when y'all speaking, y'all know what kind of love I showed. It would have already been spoke on. I wouldn't have to come 5-6 years later and speak on a relationship we had in 2016 or this and that. That's how I look at it, because I come from a different culture. I come from the streets. I watch your back, you watch mine. I give you, you do me. We play by that with morals, principles, respect. So I'm built up on that kind of vibe, and you know, that's just what I expected. But I'm okay with rapping about it, but I can't knock it. I can't knock what nobody else said. I done did my due diligence, tried to get boys deals and everything. I can't speak on it. Wasn't for me to speak on that. Now I speak on it. I'm telling the truth, and where to hate at when I'm telling the truth. I ain't never lied and hated on nobody. I'm just telling the truth, and the truth hurt.
I look at it like, well, I think what you should do in this moment is define what's help to you, because this is the thing, right? Everybody talk about putting the city on, putting the artist on, helping artists. But my definition of helping the artist may be different from your definition. So when you saying you help an artist, because it's different than my definition, I may not see it because your definition of help doesn't match what I see help. So help us understand for Chief, when it comes to helping the artist or supporting the city, how did Chief himself support and help artists in the city, like specifically?
For one, Chief already, when I came up, it really wasn't no other rappers on my side of the town. Meaning you had the Boogie era and you had Chief. You had Boogie music and you had Channel Chief. So I was just kind of out there on my own. I was in my own little old world. Nobody to ball out with, to play ball with. You had a lot of them artists where they can vibe out with each other. So that was already the strike against me. I was the sole thumb. Then, you know, I live a street life, my guy. Don't get it twisted. I was rapping, but I live a street life. Yeah. And if you come from the streets, then you gonna know it's a certain kind of vibe. Anyway, you ain't gonna fuck with each and anybody, man. Like, you know, I had too much other people around to be even allowing anybody else to even get close to me. And then for two, you messing with a young Chief. You messing with a cat who catching his groove, who writing his story. Like them boys writing their story right now. I was writing my story. So you can't put too much on a youngster who I don't got no manager. I manage everything. I was from the hip, so you can't really knock me for things I didn't know. And if I fuck with you, that was really like, nigga, not to be too no harm, but I was good on the other side too. Like, shit, damn, now you lucky to be fucking with that boy, cause I didn't fuck with folk and I ain't really give a damn about you. I was good. So if I did mess with you, that was love in itself, because they know Chief don't even mess with nobody.
Gotcha. So do you think maybe that's what's causing the friction now, that some of the people that you may have messed with were young now? These are the culture, the ones who run in the digital space now, that may have been, who caught the young Chief who didn't know yet, who was kind of immature in his swag and his thing, like you just said. Could you not turn some people?
No, because they wasn't even on the radar.
To you, but
no,
to them,
listen, man,
you.
listen,
Everybody
2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, man, them boys were kids, man. I was a little young, so they wasn't on the radar. 2010, 11, 12, now when you get into, when I'm 2010, 11, 12, when I done reached 20, 29, 30, 31, you gotta understand, I was already considered a legend then. Now, when Birdman came and, you know, did what he did, I was already, you know, I was certified. That was my second run. So, you know, if you ain't dealing, you know, and if you any kind of cat with status, then, you know, it is what it is, fam. Everybody ain't meant to get close to you. It ain't gonna go like that. I'm a West Dallas nigga, so I already got a pre-stigma about us. Boys ain't too fun to come in hollering at no West Dallas nigga.
So what I'm hearing is, because I can see both sides. I can understand your side of how you move. You know what I'm saying? At that time, you at your height. But I can understand somebody who may have came towards you at that time, because everybody know you. You don't know everybody.
Right.
You may have, in your height, maybe don't even remember talking to somebody.
A lot of it, that's not for me to remember. It's for them, they moment.
They remember. So now when they get on, they be like, you know what? When Chief was coming up, Chief was shitting on people. This is their perspective.
What shit?
And now here comes
what shit?
But what I'm saying is that's subjective to them. They have their own personal right to decide what's shitting on them to them.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? You right.
They may have felt like you shitted on them,
right?
And they got this disdain, and now here go Chief coming down, because Chief is a legend, but he's not in his white hot moment no more. And now Chief is, you know, still pushing his music, got a podcast and documentary coming, and you reaching out to these young boys like, hey. Well, I'm not getting posted, but when these young dudes sitting here like, nigga, you shitted on me. You don't remember, but I remember. And so now the legend status don't mean shit to them.
So check this out. they weight don't mean shit to me. I just told you, y'all ain't gonna make nor break me, fam. I'm good regardless. It was just like with the DJ and y'all ain't the only ones. It's levels to it. Nah, it's big level. You boys on level. Nah, it's these boys in Dallas niggas ain't getting no main A-list artists coming through fucking with them. So don't get it twisted. I'm not tripping on how they feel. And if they feel that way, cool, man. Y'all ain't gonna stop this train. Never did. Social media never dictated me getting no money. So, me, I'm just trying to do protocol. Hey, I see the young homies moving and grooving now. If you having a disdain toward me for something that you felt when you was a younger bull and now you done got older, then that's just a personal problem, because at the end of the day, you don't know what kind of vibe I was on. You don't know what I was going through in my lifetime at that time, but you just taking your personal feelings, and that's what you're going off of, and I can't knock that.
But being that you could,
because I had that same vibe with DOC. Now he's a monumental person to me, and I went up to him, but I was young. Now 14, 15, man, listen to my tape. He didn't give me no kickback, no nothing. We in the projects. I'm like, man, FDOC, whoopty whoop, whoopty whoop. That nigga got me fucked up. I was in my feelings all the way into my 20s. So every time I used to see him, I would give him a hard time. Yeah, nigga, this my city. You didn't show me no love. But when I got older and the tables turned, and I was like, people like how you saying how people coming, and I was like, man, I just didn't know DOC was probably 21, 22.
Yeah.
Life going fast. He ain't knowing that he was finna be on the box and this big and people would go love him. I didn't understand it at that time. It took for me to get older and live and go through some things, and the tables turn where my status where, you got boys coming up to me, and you might catch me in the club and you want to talk to me, but I'm in the club, bro. I got 14 niggas around me. I'm trying to holler at a honey, and you want to say whoopty whoop, and this just not the time, and that time probably was your only time and your last time, and you just stuck on that moment.
We know you're a legend.
Listen, check this out,
fam. Do you consider yourself a leader in the city? Do you consider yourself a leader?
I'm a leader because I'm a trendsetter. I'm what they goddamn me a lot of boys molding themselves after. Now when Rainwater and them talk, now they say, man, we took your protocol, chief, how you come up, how you hustle, how you made sure you put it in their face. Now I'm that one. Cause ain't nobody ever, move like that, but a couple ones mold this and that, and they ate real good. Now boys move units. Now I am the leader because I did something that everybody was trying to do but never could. My city was blew up on singles.
Yeah.
Back then it was about albums, selling records. That was me.
As a leader, would you listen though? Are you good at listening?
Most definitely. That's the only way I can be able to vibe with you.
When you heard Terry Blue, Dallas Global, jump on YouTube, and he was critical of some of the things, like he praised you. He talked about nights to listen to Don Chief, all the mixtapes through the night, and how much he rocked with your music. But these young people really feel like it's a disconnect with Chief and this newer generation, and they're trying to tell you, like, hey man, we fuck with you, but you coming around, it's like almost like you're trying to use that legend status to try to force them to do something because of who you are. And they like, nigga, fuck with us off the relationship. But they feel like you don't have a relationship. You not here. It's like finally the guy comes off his throne.
I mean, whatever they feel like, that's just what they feel like. But I know it's a disconnect. That's the reason why I'm trying to connect. Now, I can't help that it's a grown man dealing with young boys. Now, these boys, I got these boys about 10 years and 12 years. We got different aspects. So, I didn't get in my feelings. It's just like me talking to my nephew. I understand what I'm saying to him right now. He might think Unc all hard on him, and, because, the younger generation ain't used to firmness. Now, they having a conversation and us agreeing to disagree as we beefing. We just having grown men talk. But if you ain't on that kind of vibe, they go take it like, oh, he this and that. We having grown men talk. We don't have to agree on everything for us to be able to rap a taste.
I think with listening to Terry.
Listen. I just talked to Terry. And that's just what that was. No, he came in, you hating on the youngsters. I done saw you this and that. And I was like, okay, how I was hating on the youngsters? Tell me. He gave me his rebuttal. I gave him mine. And you know, a couple times I told her, I don't agree with that, little bro, but hey, I'm gonna let you feel how you feel. No, it wasn't no thing. We just had to talk. He never talked to me. He don't know me from a can of paint. So once he talked to me, we was able to agree to disagree and be like, I'm gonna come through tomorrow and give you your sit down.
So clear up, because one of the narratives that came up was that what happened at Bebe pool party.
Okay.
The story is Trap and Yella performed.
Mo performed.
Mo performed, I guess, and you came on after them.
Right.
And it was kind of like, nigga, I'm the real trapping designer. It was almost like a shit on them.
Oh, you know what? Once again, I remember it to the fullest. This is 2016. Now let's ask how old them boys was in 2016. Mo,
Probably
Trap, and Yella. How old?
Mid-20s probably.
25, 24.
Yeah.
Now, before then, you gotta understand, listen. I let them boys open up on their first car show. 2016. Mo, Yella, and Trap. They was finna be E Greedy Boys. I had a project. E Greedy Boys. Mo, Yella, Trap, and a couple other folks. Trap done came to my parties. You know, me and Trap, I always had our conversation. I got a couple verses from Yella. Me and Mo, we had our situation. We talk, you know. So I fuck with all of them. So you do the show, yeah. So I get on stage and I'm like, man, shout out to Mo. Shout out to Trap. Shout out to Yella. Lil' bro say he trapping and designing. You know, I just be waking up in this shit every day. You did popping my shit. Now, what's wrong with me telling my truth again?
Now, was it said like that?
I mean, we had a show.
It was some bravado and some machismo.
Why would it be some bravado when I just shouted you out? Why would it be anything besides me popping my shit when I just said, man, shout out to Lil' Bro. Mo just got out, Trap just got out, Yella got out. Yella say he trapping the designer. You know, I be waking up in this shit, me pop. And if you know who I am, this is my lane. So I get it, and I was like, I never knew. And until it came up, and I was like, now me and Trap done had dealings in between that time. Me and Yella haven't. So, But when I got the news, I was like, man, I remember that. And I'm like, I start asking people, I was like, man, and you know, people saying what you're saying, man, it sounds like you shitting on the woo. And I'm like, you know, I guess I was a different youngster because I would have looked at it as like, shit, I need to goddamn be tighten up and be able to wake up that shit, especially if I know I fuck with you.
Yeah.
It ain't like we had no quarrels. You know what I'm saying? Like, I fuck with y'all. You know what I'm saying? And then I took it, I was like, you know what? They looked at me at a certain way. And, you know, when you got young cats who probably got a little ego, because I done had ego too, so I get it. So I was like, you know, they probably did take it wrong, but that was not even intended. Like, and that's fucked up because we went all these years without being able to rap a taste. And that was just a conversation like, look, bro, that shit wasn't for y'all because guess what? Let's fast forward 5-6 years now. And if I was to get on stage and say that in front of them now, they wouldn't feel no way. Why? Because they can relate. Now, them boys probably rolling over on Cashmere, you know, goddamn me rolling over having it their way. They can relate to it now, but maybe 6 years ago, it was a different vibe. So when it came out 6 years ago, it you know, when you got some boys who writing a story that could, and you got somebody they respect and they say it could be that, but that was just you know, that's just me popping my shit, bro. You know, and that's what I would tell them, like, you know, like, nah, that ain't even like that, baby. That was just me popping my shit, but y'all can relate to it. Now, I guarantee they would not feel that way. Nah, because I know Trap. Nah, little bro, he remind me so much of me. I know he didn't, because it was Yella song. So I can probably pretty much see why he took it personal. But me and Trap had our relationship, so I know he didn't feel no type way. But I tell Yella, nah, it wasn't nothing like that because I fuck with little bro. Like, listen, I let you open up. I shared my moments.
Yeah.
Now, I shared my moments with the ones who was doing what they doing. I fuck with Puka. Took him on tours with me. You know what I'm talking about? I fuck with these boys. They know, like you say, you know, little measy, but I fuck with these boys. I can't help it that, you know, that little moment they just took it. It was just a misunderstanding in a sense, because I said what I said. But it wasn't targeted to them though. Nah, it wasn't even targeted to them in the sense of like me shitting. It was more like shit. I wake up now. Y'all wake up in it. They could probably. I bet Yella could say shit, nigga. I ride private now. You think I'm gonna take that as he shitting on me because I ride American Airlines or whatever? No, he talking his truth.
Hold on, you can go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, he just, and that was just my truth. You know what I'm saying? That's just something I do. I wake up, and I was just popping my shit, but it wasn't no personal jab. And I wish I could have talked to little bro. We could have been done goddamn me greedy together because it wasn't nothing like that. I've been saluting him. It ain't no need to hate when I've been sharing whatever I can. I can't help it that they never mentioned it. But now I see why.
Yeah. I see, like you say, you see a lot of yourself in trap. When trap name comes up, I mean, of course, unfortunately, because in MO3, you kind of got to divide. But like, there is a major consensus. Like, people really, really fuck with trap. Like, you see trap active with other artists. He really putting people on. Like, but you also see like when Chief name come up, it's like he a legend, but it's like, why don't you feel like you have the reputation that trap have in the street as far as him working with people and everybody kind of looking at Chief like, he a legend,
but who is everybody? Who is y'all everybody? Like,
I mean,
y'all
it's just a given. Like,
but who is it given to? So is you couldn't be talking about my era in my generation. They ain't gonna feel like how you talking about. So who is you talking about?
So let's talk about Cotton generation.
Okay, Cotton generation. Okay, 30. So check this out. 30, they ain't 31, 32, 33. Man, you gotta understand that's gonna be 2016. So I was living a whole other different life. So they ain't gonna be able to really know. They trapped them one of age when I was going, so they can, he probably been moving and grooving, but like they was younger then, so they ain't gonna really know too much about me, bro. Trap, say Cheese don't know too much about me. They ever is not gonna know too much about me because for one, it skipped a generation. It went straight. After me, it kind of fell off on the entertainment, and it fell right into the young bulls' hands. And the young bulls just been on some, make it how they make it now. If you in the streets, they gonna know Trap out. He know what's up with bro. He know I'm groovy. We groovy. He, and that's why I've been knowing before he caught on. I've been like, man, I like that boy.
Because I mean, you seen Trap. Like, Trap been in the juvenile detention center talking. Me and him was together on that. You see him doing like toy giveaways. You see him doing like this back to school stuff. You see him, you like really see Trap.
Listen. This is a whole era. This is a whole era where you can go instant. How you go say you wasn't in the streets? How you can't don't you?
Streets is what I mean is.
I mean,
I'm not in West Dallas.
You ain't in the streets in the culture because I done did back to school giveaways. You just ain't been there. They just wasn't there. But I didn't have no instant to go this way. Nah, we moved it different back then.
Who would be the generation that vouched for Chief?
The ones would go hard for Chief. Put it like this here. Anything from 20, you got the generation of the 90s babies.
Yeah.
They now 2000s, now 90s. Yeah, that's me.
Okay. I saw your interview on Boss Talk, a dope interview, and of course you came at another legend, as we said earlier, Sean Cotton, Saycheesetv. Congratulations to you. You started your podcast, Eat Greedy.
Right. TV. It's been, what? That shit been going. It's just some nigga tapping in. I've been having that. Like, you will get footage. If you type in Eat Greedy TV, you get some footage from 12, 13 years ago, so it's just something we rocking. I've been
subscribed to your channel when we interviewed the first time, but I'm saying the podcast.
Yeah, it's just something we just tapping in. Yeah,
seeing that your status of what you had in the city and what you've been through, what you experienced, and for the first time the world get to see it and hear you talk about it yourself, not necessarily on another interview platform. I think that's dope, and I think that's very genius of you to sit down. Because we'd love to see you sit down with your other peers, like the Tum Tums, like the Pimpsters, you know what I'm saying? Things
that's
of that
what
nature.
It's for. That's what it's for.
That's dope. But a lot of scrutiny coming up right now. I guess the little friction between you and Sean and the Eat Greedy TV. Like, looking at it, how did Sean actually come on your show? Because the story is, it's kind of like he was Finesse. Him and Rain said they were finesse to kind of come on the show.
It ain't
They know they was coming to your show.
It ain't that serious, man. But at the end of the day, they can put it however they want to put it.
But were they?
I mean, shit, me and Charleston, I told Charleston, shit, get them boys on the show. Me and Charleston was rocking out. You know, shit, he rocking out with me, jamming that Chief. So, you know, my guy Dewberry, West Dallas nigga, he fuck with my guy.
Yeah.
You know, so it was just something me and Charleston had going. And I'm like, you know, I see, you know, Rain, he like, Rain them fuck with me, Say Cheese fuck with me. Shit, I'm gonna get him to come on here and fuck with you.
Got you.
That's simple.
Now, were you aware that they was thinking they was coming to game related, not game related?
Nah, check this out. They knew they wasn't coming to no motherfucking game related. They know where game related at. No, they knew they were coming to a whole nother vibe. You did. They knew it was gonna be, you know, Big Chief, Dun Chief, E Greedy TV, her at one of my Airbnbs. You know, we gonna have a chef. That was me. If they were coming to game related, they knew what kind of vibe they was going. They knew where they would have been going. So, you know, I can't trip on, you know, the little game they playing, you know. I mean, that's what they was. It wasn't other than that. I mean, if they didn't want to come, listen, when they walked in the door, they should have walked straight out if they was that scared.
I don't think it was that. I think one of those things is like,
if they didn't, I
don't think they was scared. Hold on. You got to think, because they was there because they respect you. They cool with Charleston. But if the idea is, hey, I'm doing his show.
You can't, that ain't got shit to do with me.
Well, I guess my question is for you then. Why would both Shine and Rainwater both think they were doing Charleston's show?
Because they didn't talk to me. They talked to Charleston. So however he got them there to get with me and come sit down, that's goddamn be between them. But if they knew if they felt any kind of way once we started talking this, they could have been like, man, I'm gone.
No, because Rain was saying he knew he was coming to do a Charleston show. And before he got there, he was just saying, like, hey, Chief gonna be here. They like, cool.
Check this out. Nah, before the cameras turned on, we had a conversation. We just turned the cameras on, just like this bitch. We had a conversation before the camera. So you can kill that noise. No, you knew what it was doing. Hey, is the cameras on? Is we going live? Yeah, nigga, what? Oh, if you knew that and you knew what kind of vibe we was already talking on, you should have nipped it in the bud.
I think none of them have an issue with you being on the show.
No, it was mine. Listen, it's mine. It's E Greedy TV.
But what I'm saying is for them, you got to understand is like you never talked to them.
Yeah,
so you don't know what their intentions is to come there. Obviously, they know you there. They have no issue with having a conversation and being on the show with you. The issue for them became that you turned the whole show about you not getting your flowers.
It's E Greedy TV. And if you just want to focus on that part of the conversation, that's a personal problem because at the end of the day, you don't know me. You go start asking me questions to make me talk about myself.
Facts.
What you talking about then?
But watching the show, you really did just talk about yourself. Like because you start pressing them about you. It wasn't like they was a guest on there and you was like, hey, let me talk about what you doing. Da-da-da-da-da. It was like, hey, man, why I ain't get my flowers? Why you ain't posting me, man? You know who I is. I'm a legend.
I ain't say shit like that. Now you being funny.
No, I'm dead serious.
I ain't say no, hey, why you ain't post me? No, it was a whole moral behind everything I was saying.
So you never said on the interview or why you weren't getting posted, why you weren't being supported?
What did I say before that? I said a boatload of shit, you know, but the whole thing was, hey, man, you know, I gave you some love at a time when you needed a vibe. You need an alley-oop, just like, don't get it twisted, bro. You sitting there talking to me, your first interview, I was checking your shit out. Your shit spiked when you got done, Chief, on your shit.
It definitely helped.
So at the end of the day, it's just like that with Say Cheese. Let's go back 7 years ago. He wasn't at that vibe then. It was pretty much me. So when you come to me and you like, hey, bro, I need to get an interview, and just guess what? I wasn't giving everybody interviews. So that should make you even feel a little bit more like, man, that nigga fuck with me. And I know he wasn't getting people interviewed, but I got one. And when you did get one, it was one of your most at that time. So let's fast forward 6-7 years later. Now you got your motion and I'm coming back out working. That's our last encounter. We ain't had no problem. So if I'm getting at you and not even getting at you on like, just do something for me, I'm like, hey, what's up, little bro? You see me work? I'm on some music shit. Nah, what's happening? You ain't even allow me to even do business with you, but I did business with you when I didn't get too big for you. I could have been, I was busy at that time. I was on some street shit, get some money, trying to sell somebody. Well, man, this nigga won't do it. God damn. Come on. Now, I didn't, man, shit, I got some money. You ain't talking about no money, playboy, this and that. I didn't do you like that. So for you to give me that kind of vibe now, once again, I'm built up off morals, principles, respect. So if you don't feel like giving me that much respect to show that love back to me, and y'all saying I'm wrong for pulling this coattail, I see something wrong with y'all. I'm gonna stand on top of it.
I'm not saying it's wrong for pulling a coattail. What I'm saying is that their idea is is no problem with you bringing somebody on the show and having that conversation. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed
That's
to have
our
that
last
dialogue.
encounter, bro. Like, we can't get past nothing until we get through what we already got. So I gotta understand, dang, why you ain't fucking with me? What's the issue? Because it was a time I fuck with you when you needed me to fuck with you. Now I need you to fuck with me. I'm working. Now you saying I'm letting, you should be feeling even more honored to be like, man, let me help bro out. I see you out here moving and grooving, but since I'm not beefing, I'm not giving the kind of content that I'm just on some music stuff. You know, hey, that might not be what his audience want, and I can respect that. You could just tell me that, but don't shoot me, because I'm built off morals and principles. I come from the turf, the mud with it. We don't play them kind of games. Boys get checked. You know, a lot of boys get their head knocked off behind that kind of disrespect.
So you felt like Sean disrespected you?
It's just saying, like, he just said it in himself. Oh man, you know, you too big to be messing with him. You know, I'm too busy, this and that. Now, you know, now you seen my text because.
So we talking about after the fact, once you got the other information that came out. So in the interview itself, you didn't feel disrespected. You felt like everything was cordial. It was great dialogue.
Listen, because we got past that, and now we also, hey, you go do your interview. I'm gonna let you come on because you asking me, hey, what you doing now? I can respect, so I'm telling you what I'm doing now. If you feel like it ain't worth messing with, then that's cool, little bro. I'm not tripping. You know what I'm saying? But hey, if you go, then you on camera. I make sure you on camera. If you on camera saying, yeah, we go do this, we go do that, and then you going out on all these other platforms, you know, talking different, that's contradictive, man. Because who respects that? You know, I'm speaking on truth. I ain't even tripping on nothing there. I'm letting y'all see. Nah, I say what I said, but listen to what he's saying. Y'all ain't holding him accountable for nothing.
I recently had an interview with Rain. And Rain said when he came there, because it was a rumor that Rain walked out on your podcast. Rain said, nah, I ain't walk out on the podcast, but shit, Chief spent 2 hours talking about himself, and I told Chief, like, hell, I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to hear about you rapping about all that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to hear all that old shit.
Yeah. You can goddamn me go look at the interviews yourself, man. We talked about all type of shit. You know, no, if a nigga was there 2 hours, you know he talk half of the goddamn me time. No, you dig? So, you know, y'all can get it. You get these boys in front of these cameras and they can sell it all they want, you know, but the truth right there, go look at it. Yeah. And y'all can judge your own self like, shit, he got on there and spoke and said things and said things. Nah, we talked. Nah, he didn't walk out. It was time to go.
Okay.
Nah, we got what we needed.
So Sean said, Sean goes on Boss Talk. Because at this time, I guess, allegedly coming on your show, the way he felt Finesse coming on your show caused a little friction between him and Charleston. Well, actually friction because they stopped talking for a minute.
Right.
The conversation comes out on Boss Talk. He was telling Charleston, like, pretty much, I'm tricked to go on this show. I'm Finesse. Because even Charleston came out and was like, yeah, I finessed him. Charleston said, I finessed him to come on the show.
What that got to do with me?
But I'm saying that for you because, hold on one second, because you got to understand, if they thought they was really coming to do a show for Charleston, and then the conversation of the whole podcast, majority of it, turned about you not getting your flowers, you can understand. They thought they was coming in to talk about something else.
Charleston wasn't never really in none of the interviews. Quit playing. No, they knew what they was in. Charleston was there, this and that. He wasn't there. Y'all can go look. He wasn't. That's what people gonna be like. Why Charleston at? Because they knew what it was.
But like, Charleston saying he finessed them. But
hey man, check this out. That's a them and Charleston problem. That ain't a Chief problem.
Because
yes, you is. Because you said you want me to listen. Right up. You want me to understand that. You want me to understand from them when I'm like, that's something between them, bro. Now, when they got there with me and we started conducting our conversation before the camera came on, they could have been saying, nah, we ain't with this, because before it came on, we had to have a talk. Hey, what's going on? They ain't seen no gang related where it's cooking and this and that. So they go be inquiring, hey, what's going on? What's this? What's happening? And I had to tell them it wasn't no Charleston, it wasn't no Dewberry or nobody else in there. They talked to me. So before them cameras came on, they had an opportunity opportunity to be like, man, I ain't finna do this shit. And it is what it is. So for y'all to sit there and enjoy the ambiance and do this here, man, it is, man, miss me with that. Because we had a conversation before the cameras came on because they wanted to know where the fuck they was at. Nah, we was way in Legacy West. Charleston from Funky Town, that nigga from North Arlington, Rainwater from wherever he from. I'm from West Dallas. We in Legacy West. So now they ask questions and I answer them.
So you feel like being in a different location, just a luxurious spread that you put out for them, you know what I'm saying? That should have been an indication enough that they want on Charleston show.
I mean, I deal in logic. You go look at everything Charleston doing. It ain't never that ambiance.
But, I mean, their relationship with Charleston, why would they think he would lie to him?
I mean, hey, he get on that shit and do a lot of stuff. I can't speak for them. I can't see what you want me to do is think and speak. I can't do it. I'm just telling you what it is, what we did. Not how they was there. So it don't matter if he said it not. When we had the conversation off the camera, that was more than enough information to be like, hey, man, oh, that's what we doing? Nah, I ain't with that.
Before we move off the topic, it's kind of like one of those things. Like somebody having a respect for you. Like, I was kind of finessed to get here. I'm here. I find out it's something else, but it's with you, and I respect you. I'm already here. I'm going to do it. But if the cold conversation is still like thinking like, okay, we're going to be talking about community.
Man, we don't eat. We don't eat greedy TV. Anything dealing with eat greedy is dealing with Chief.
Okay. So Sean on Boss Talk. And so Charleston kind of digging at Sean on social media. He throwing his jabs at Say Cheese, calling him Saycheesy. You know, doing what Charleston do. He in character mode. So Sean breaks a story of why they fell out, and he say, hey, pretty much I was finessed to come on. Right. Think I was coming on his show, but I was on Chief's show. No disrespect to Chief. Chief is a legend. I thought we was gonna come on there. Older guys is cryptocurrency, things of that nature. And I spend most of the time talking about why he ain't get his flowers.
Man, check this out, man. I'm a street cat. That's that nerd talk. You know, if you dealing with Chief, we ain't talking about no cryptocurrency. Let's not play those games. That's weak, man. I'm a street cat. But man. I mean, I'm a street cat. But music he feel cat. Like no.
Older guys, he gonna get some game on a different level.
When I asked him what he know about Chief, he said street shit. He didn't say shit about no currency or crypto.
Street no crypto.
No, not this one.
Got you.
So at the end of the day, that's fly by. So, however he want to dress it up and be like, man, you grown, man. You could have got up and walked.
So he make the statement, Charleston, pretty much, bro, you supposed to be on your way to be the Black Joe Rogan. You bigger than Chief, essentially. He was saying that, hey, you working backwards, like you should be building your platform to become nationwide, become this get this Spotify deal, be this Joe Rogan, but you kind of finessing us to come backwards to go to Chief podcast. And so that kind of friction. And so that was his disdain with Charleston. It's like, bro, why you got me coming over here? Because if I want to do Chief, at the end of the day, Chief can reach out to me and say, hey, bro.
No, he can't. No, not when you not answering, not when you acting brand new. No, I can't reach out to you when you acting brand new. So I'm going to tell my guy, man, he don't answer me, man, see if you can get him to come through. And that's what happened. So, I can't. And that just obviously let me know that he didn't respect the love that I showed him.
Yeah.
No, let's fast forward 6 years, 3 years from now, and Big D Mogul is you bigger than Say Cheese, and you got a different level. You ain't go goddamn me handle me like that, I wouldn't think. No, cause you gonna be like, man, bro, fuck with me when I first came to that. He fucked me because you was my first interview. I don't think that, but if you do, then I'm be like, shit, I'm gonna put you in the category of Say Cheese, especially if you see me working and you built out morals and respect. So at the end of the day, what I did with Say Cheese is what that was, and if anybody, and for him to see like, man, because maybe I'm not the only one he done it to. Maybe it's a lot of people out here like, man, I did some things, for that boy, and that boy don't even mess with a nigga. He think he too big,
But what made you think just because is it a timing because he ain't answer you on your time? Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm close to
wait up.
I'm close to Sean. Everybody that ever dealt with Sean knows that you are gonna get put on ice at some point. That is him. B King had a conversation, felt the same type of way.
That's all I'm asking. Fuck all that. We talking about once we did connect. Why would you go and no? If why would you go and speak bad and talk down and try to just discredit and say this and that when you know, hey, if you were just too busy, then let that be the reason. But now for you to get and we have a conversation and this and that, and then you go and still say these things, that's different.
So him saying Charleston working backwards.
Or, or I could have got it, Chief, when I wanted to, this and that. Now, you see, I'm working, I'm getting at you, so I had to get at you this way. Hey, that's how the energy worked. That's how God worked. Now, he was meant to come and sit down with me. Now, nobody don't call him out. You know, it's a lot of people that need him. I don't need him. So, I'm going to speak my truth. You dig? So that's just how energy works. Just like with rainwater, they needed to sit in front of me because we had to get past over what it is. He don't never have to mess with me. It ain't nothing personal with me, but you ain't gonna be able to discredit nothing I done did because of how you feel or what you on right now.
I feel like he never discredited you.
No, I'm not gonna let him. It don't matter what you feel. I'm just saying I'm not gonna let him or nobody.
Yeah.
So, that's just that. And if a person got a problem with me talking about me, that's a personal problem. Because who is going to talk about me if I don't, who is?
You put out a disclaimer. Sean is banned from
Nah, I didn't put out nothing. See, don't get... Nah, so I don't do all the clickbait. We on camera, fam.
So that's what we having the conversation. Clear it up. I'm going to ask a question.
Yeah.
I just want you to clear it up. The clip that came out talked about he was banned from coming to Dallas.
I ain't say nothing about being banned. What did you say? I can't even remember all of what I said, but using words like ban and revoke.
I'm going to play it for you real quick.
And if I said that he banned from Dallas, play me where I said he banned.
I'll play it real quick.
Yeah, let me, because I don't.
Then we'll come back to it. I'll play it for you.
Yeah, because I don't use them kind of words because that's not even my place.
I'm going to pull it up.
Yeah, I can't ban nobody. Shit, it's a free earth. Is a nigga turf. Now, if he choose not to come, that's just him not, him on some personal stuff. You dig? But nah.
Oh, you say he revoked? That's why you niggas are revoked from the motherfucking city.
Yeah,
so explain to me the revoked from the city.
When I mean, in a sense of like, you not really fucking with us. You ain't fucking with nobody out here. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's more containing to pretty much Saycheesetv. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all pertaining to him. If y'all pulling out him, niggas like him, man, y'all should really be revoked from fucking with the city because we don't want them kind of folks. Them the kind of niggas who you'll get locked up, he'll forget about you in jail. He won't write you because he too busy. He too big.
So I just want to make sure we cleared it up because on there you didn't say should be revoked. You said revoked from the city. So he's not revoked from the city.
Revoke. He gonna do what he want to do. He just ain't relevant. Like, put this here. He ain't relevant in the city, far as in the culture, in the streets like that. Nah, he can get dropped off. He's irrelevant.
How do you say he's not irrelevant in the culture?
Not in the streets, man. Not to the culture of our era. He's irrelevant, man. It's some boys that he can get dropped off in West Dallas. Boys will walk right past him.
But I mean, he wouldn't care about that.
And that's what I'm saying. See, it's certain things.
So you talking about street culture, not hip hop?
Yeah. I'm talking.
I don't think he would care about that. That's irrelevant to him.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's certain things that's irrelevant to him. That's irrelevant to me too. That he feel like is, like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I may not ever get the following on social media like that, but the love I get from the streets gonna be enough for me. It can be enough for me. So I can't, and to him, he might be like, man, that's so old fashioned. Them niggas don't want to think big and think. No, but that I ain't gonna look at it like that because I might not be able to do the stuff that's gonna get me internationally known on the social media. Yeah. But this street shit, I know how to maneuver. I know how to eat from it. So it can go both ways. I can't knock him for saying that because he never ate off the street. He eating off the digital aspect. So I can't expect him to respect anything of what I'm coming from.
Okay. So I look at it. So I know you made a comment, say, Say Cheese ain't that big. He ain't like 85 South Show. He don't get celebrities. He don't get big names. He's not as big.
A-list, and I'ma stand on it. I looked through his. He ain't messing with them big boys. Gucci and them, Yo Migos, Lil Baby. He ain't sitting down with them.
Do you think this young generation care about Gucci like that on Say Cheese?
I mean, Lil Babies. I don't see him messing with none of them young boys. Now they love Ride Waves. No, he ain't messing with that. So,
but he helped put Ride Wave on.
I can't. Hey, listen, I ain't seen You can say he helped get MO3 killed too.
No, he didn't.
I mean, you don't have to look at it, but I can look at it. All y'all bloggers,
Chief,
check this out, fam.
Y'all just gonna say that's policing.
Listen, that's policing what y'all posting. That's what a street nigga go say. So fuck what a blogger say. A street nigga go say y'all posting all that. That's policing, man. Y'all giving up boys' address, letting his family be known. Y'all letting this business. That's what we go look at because we live in a different code.
So make the proof. If we gonna throw that disclaimer out there, how would he got Mo3 killed?
It ain't know how he helped contribute. Just like I say, every other blogger.
Control no man mouth.
Man, we ain't talking about that.
Trap said it. If you saying anything about the interviews has something to do with Mo3, anybody that stay ass in the chair and do an interview, they're accountable for their own words. You can't put it on the person because it ain't like he went and made up a whole documentary and put some stuff together. These dudes on their own sat down.
I'm with you.
Grown men speaking out their mouth. So to put that jacket on him, I think that's bullshit.
I agree with you, but it's still y'all controlling the narrative of what y'all pushing out.
We can't control what you say.
But you can control what you push out. At the end of the day, you pushing the last button.
So did he chop up some clips to make it look like something it wasn't that escalated to the beef?
Listen, check this out. Because at the end of the day, all I can go by is what he was posting and the content that he was posting about these young men.
So could you be wrong based on the content that you saw, misjudge and be wrong about your
because
assumption?
I'm looking at it like, man, he posting all this stuff, man. He gonna keep that drama going on along with all them boys. No, they could have not posted that, and it probably would have been a less drama if y'all would have been just steady urging that content out there to get some views.
I think that's lack of accountability.
And that's cool because you're a blogger. You're a YouTube cat.
I just say as a man, like you can't blame another man for your own action. A man with a camera can't make no nigga crash out.
I ain't saying that, but I'm saying y'all contributed to it. I ain't saying it was the overall the button, but hey, you helped contribute to it, but nobody don't want to take accountability to that. And it wasn't just Mo3. It's been a lot of, young cats that's done been exposed on their social media beefs and everybody just keeping it in. Boys done ended up in the grave or a boatload of months. He not the only one. I'm just speaking on that because he come from the city.
I'm just saying you put a big jacket on Sean.
No, I put a big jacket on him for
saying that he helped get Mo3 killed.
Oh, I say all y'all. If you help post it, then I would say you help contributed too.
A man coming this world.
I mean, hey, we can agree to disagree. That's the whole thing about this social media thing. It's just everybody's opinion, and you can't change mine.
I just think you're wrong, Chief.
And I think you wrong for posting all that bullshit.
I do internet. I do interviews. I don't post on social media.
And that's cool. Yeah, whatever however you want to call it. But and you could say, I think you wrong too, but yeah, that's how I feel. So, that's just what that is. Yeah, y'all, he helped contribute just like I told real life street star, hey bro, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it because I'm fucking with you. I'm gonna be honest because if it was something, I don't see nobody posting them now.
So what you're saying is street guys are emotionally unable to have conversations with one another and they get on cameras and kill each other because they just don't have the ability. They're so emotional that they can't talk.
Who said street guys said that? I'm having conversation. I don't know what street guys, who can't do that. I say grown men, we having conversation now. That was some other stuff going on, what they had going. I'm just talking about, hey, how y'all control the content and the narrative, just like pushing out. Cause somebody could have been grown and be like, man, somebody gonna get fucked off, man. And it is what it is,
I'd say this, and this is the good and the bad of it. I
respect that. I respect that.
But when you be, when you become a professional athlete or an artist, you sign up for this. You signed up to lose all privacy.
Right.
It's unfair. You should be able to just live your life how you want.
Right.
But unfortunately, the moment you consciously decide to be an artist or any form of entertainer, the right to have privacy and live your life the way you want without public scrutiny, it's gone. So when these dudes decide to become rappers, that's out. All that shit about blogs should have integrity. No, bro, it is a rap. The moment if you a football player and you get pulled over with weed in your car, you will be on ESPN tomorrow. You will be on Skip and Shannon and they talking about you. That is the nature of the beast when you enter into a professional entertainment world.
Yeah, it still don't make it right.
It still don't make it right. It's a choice. You chose to sign up. If a person is 1 foot in the streets, doing street stuff, and then trying to come to a public realm,
right,
you are setting yourself up for failure.
No,
you still doubling
check this out.
dabbling.
I get it totally because you got to be able to accept the consequences. And I'm a firm believer because I done lived 2 lives and did one thing at a time. That was something that hindered me. Yeah, so at the end of the day, I was willing to accept that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I came in at a different time. I didn't have no beef. I didn't do beefing or having issues with nobody. You know, I got money. So my biggest thing would go be, you know, a nigga hating me out or the police. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It wasn't gonna be no beef. It was just gonna be on some hater. Oh man, let me get what, you know. So I can't, you know, I can't really just, you know, kind of go back and forth with you on that kind of vibe because my mode was a little different. You know what I'm saying? How I came up and how I moved and was able to do my thing was a little different. But yeah, we do sign up for it, but it still don't make it right. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no way around it. You just speaking from a person who getting a chance to, you know, you probably could be, you know, an athlete or something, but you speaking from the blogger aspect, the media aspect, and you like want, you know, and I'm an artist. I'm a person who you want me to say, nah, bro, understand and accept you saying you signed up for this. Nah, I signed up to do what I would do. I ain't signed up for you to, you know, try to broadcast everything I'm doing in my life and my lifestyle. I ain't signed up for that, but you say that's what we signed up for.
It comes with it. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, we could play the moral game, I guess.
No,
if you want to say morally or ethically, it's wrong.
But it's no morals and it's no respect, none of that in the streets or the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so it is in a sense somewhat in the streets. It gets you by somewhat, but still, even they'll goddamn go against every moral that they say, every code in the street. So it's just depending on also who you dealing with, what that individual stand on. You know what I'm saying? What he stand on and what he on. You know, and if that person is on what the same thing you on, built up on respect and morals, then you'll probably be able to vibe with that person. But if they ain't on that, then it's gonna be a disconnect anyway, because it's a dog eat dog world. So at the end of the day, you know, we can agree to disagree on a lot of stuff, bro.
We did when you made the statement that, you know, Saycheesetv not as big as 85 South. You don't get less big artists like that. And me and my cousin.
Y'all were doing numbers. I saw you. We ain't talking about numbers.
Yeah, we was talking about the numbers. I mean, because one would say this: A-list artists that's just generational. Your A-list artists ain't A-list now to this generation.
So young boy ain't A-list.
That's just this generation.
Mm-hmm. Money bag.
I can say a blend. That's a blend.
What?
Because he appeal more to an older crowd. He ain't the young kids that's listening to that.
So what is the age? Okay, wait up. I'm like, okay, booyah. What is his age group?
His age group is probably like that 14 to 23. That's his fan base.
Okay, booyah. That says a lot.
That's what I'm saying.
So at the end of the day, we don't have to talk no more about him. That says a lot. That's cool. We passed that. With you saying that, I never know his age group, and I'm like, I look at the comments, I'm like, they gotta be young. And you just telling me that, we don't gotta talk about little bro no more. I get it. Cool.
Got you.
We just on 2 different pages. So, you know, I'm not for him. Now them young niggas don't want it. My nephew, now they don't want. I'm not for him. So I get it. You know, I'm 40, fam. You said 14 to 23.
Yeah.
So I get it. That's cool. You know, I never knew that. Now you just told me something. Man, I'm sorry, little bro.
I know last time you and I sat down, we talked about MO3, and a lot of people felt like you felt like MO3 wasn't a legend. He was somebody that was on his way to being a legend, but he died. But a lot of people felt like he was hating on 3 by not calling him a legend.
Nah, I mean, it's just about what y'all consider a legend. I can't expect my critiques and to be like everybody else, especially a younger fan base. They go look at it because that's all they own. I'm gonna look at it in a whole different manner. I'm gonna look at it, longevity, body of work, this and that and this, that, impact on the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna look at it all the way around the board. I ain't gonna look at it just on, oh man, you got 3 million views or 10 million views and numbers, and like my numbers go be different. When I start, putting up numbers against, I'm on, hey, this how many records I sold, this how much money I made. But they records and how they go put it up again, mine gonna be like, I got 3 million views on this video, I got this. So we just go be looking at it different in the sense of that. But far as him, no, he legendary like a motherfucker. Yeah, he was still writing his story. It's just like, I'm be just so realistic with it. I'm a Tupac fan.
Okay.
And I don't see how they compare Biggie to Tupac.
I agree.
And for the love of God, you go have, and it is what it is. So it's like, my definition of what I'm going to consider what's alleged gonna be, it gonna be different to some folk, because you gonna have a person who, I talk to DOC, he gonna give me a whole different, he done been here longer than me and been in the game. He gonna look at it different. He gonna say a different, hey, it gonna take this, it gonna take that, take that. I think it's legendary and you got legend. I think Dallas-Fort Worth got a boatload of legendary moments.
Do you think it's just kind of hard for older generations to just crown the newer? Because we see that in everything.
What you mean crown?
Like, for example, we just go back to Jordan, LeBron era. If you're from the Jordan era, it's hard for somebody in the Jordan era to crown a LeBron as a legend. They would compare him to Jordan, like, oh, he ain't do this and he ain't do that. But basketball was more physical back then.
LeBron legendary. Listen, we can't even LeBron legend. He 20 years.
That's what I want you to hear. That's what people want to hear. People want to hear you say 3 was a legend. That's all they want to hear.
Why I gotta feel like he was a legend when I say, man, Lil Bro was on his trajectory. Lil Bro hadn't even had a hit single yet. He had never even been in rotation yet. So, like, it's still level, like, he was still regional like me.
Hell no.
Okay. You could have a different aspect, like, it is what it is, but no, he wasn't on Lil Baby level. He wasn't on Yella level. Yella had a hit. Mo had never even...
But he exceeded your level, so how do you make him not a legend?
But he exceeded my level in which way?
And reach, fan base, he's more than local and regional.
So what is that making you saying?
I'm just saying his body of work, his catalog is crazy. Your catalog is crazy too. So if you a legend, how does he not be a legend?
Longevity.
He can't control that. That's an act.
Wait up.
He got a lot done in a period of time.
Man, check this out. We being realist, bro. It's all about, you can't tell me what, like, and that's the name of the game. You got to make it.
So because,
wait up, bro, check this out.
Because he good at steals and scoring points and all of that, but he don't have the assist.
Check this out. You know what? Legend? You check this out. You know how many ball players and all-stars is good that ain't legends?
That's a lot.
Yeah, it can be that way, fam.
But 3 is a legend, though.
I mean, and that can be to you. I don't have to say that.
So Chief say 3 is not
he's
a legend.
Legendary. He's very legendary, bro. Lil Bro still has some writing to do. He still has some living to do. And I just don't understand, like, how it's not logic. It's just like, dang, Chief, if you didn't make it as long. I wasn't a legend when I was 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. They didn't start calling me that until I went through some shit and man, that boy done been here 10 years. Man, that boy done did this, that boy done did that. They didn't call me that, in 2 years, 3 years. No, it wasn't like that.
So all the CD selling that you was talking about and your impact and all that really don't mean nothing. It's just how long you was able to stay doing it.
No, that all contributes to it.
I just feel like you still robbing them a little bit.
How am I robbing them? Because I'm not feeling the way you feel.
Because this is dialogue. This is the debate show right now.
No, you
saying he's good at shooting the ball. He's a high scorer. He got the rebounds, but you penalizing him because
I ain't penalizing him because of what happened in the game. It's just like this here. You just like me saying I'm penalizing Biggie. It's just facts.
No, it's opinion.
He died. He didn't have the same, but we still put him right there with Pop.
But because it's opinion, it's not a fact.
I mean, the fact is it don't add up. You just agree with me.
Because that's my opinion. I agree with you because that's my opinion. But it's some people who put them there.
But we talking realistically though.
So one more time, Chief. It's three
We
legend,
talking
right?
realistically. Like I'm a grown man. We
So
don't
realistically,
do that.
is just three a legend or no?
Man, I spoke on that already, bro.
So
You know,
legendary.
we spoke on that already. Little bro, goddamn me, he gravy. He good. You don't even gotta speak on him. I pray he resting in good spirit and he living long. Quit trying to paint a picture because I show nothing but love. Don't try to discredit. Like
I don't think I'm painting a picture.
Quit trying to y'all said because you said ask me that question. Like
but
he
that's
groovy.
My job because
people
feel like Chief is a hater.
And I can't them people that feel like that. It's just like some other people feel like, man, Chief, I understand what you're saying. So what, they haters too?
It could be. Absolutely. It's possible.
Well, shit. I feel like you hater.
That's real. You know what they say when you keeping it. If you keep to us, it's keeping it real. To the people who it is, it's hating. You're keeping it real, it's hating. So,
and I respect that because you know what? Shit, tell me where I'm lying at.
That's off you.
Tell me where I'm lying at.
I ain't gonna say you lying, but I can see some inconsistencies.
Where at? Tell me where I'm lying at, because I'm gonna add up, Playboy.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, we gonna get off the three subjects. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, with three, and I can't not, man. I'm a three fan too. At the end of the day, but that's just like y'all ask me. I'm speaking my facts. What that's I real. Feel like my facts is. I can't help it if you don't feel the same way.
And that's the purpose of having this conversation.
Yeah, I can't help it. And if a person feel like that, man, I just told you, people say Pac ain't shit. Now, them young niggas be like, man, that nigga music boring. But I'm going to be like, man, them young niggas tripping. So we ain't going to see eye to eye, man. We just, it is what it is. We ain't going to see eye to eye, man. Because some people say, I ain't legendary. Some niggas like, he ain't no legend.
Yeah.
And but you think that's going to bother me or make me be like, they lying? Nah, I know what work I put in.
I think the dope thing that you did say that brought attention to all the blogs is you said we got all these blogs here. And why we ain't really had no artists pop out of here.
Right.
And that kind of really resonate because people don't know, and I know they probably get mad at me putting this out there, but all the Texas blogs, we are in one big group.
That's bad.
And it's great because y'all don't realize how much shit hit the blogs that we all agree, like, hell no, don't touch that. Don't talk about that. None of that. A lot of stuff get policed and people stamp that shit down.
Right.
And the conversation been in there, you stir something up like, hey, what can we do more?
That's all I'm on. Because I'm like, check this out, man. Fuck what I can do. What I'm trying to do is bring attention to what goddamn we can do together. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about what I can do. I can just play my part. I'm a vessel. I'm a bridge. So what I can do is just stir up what it is we can do together. And I'm like, I look at the bloggers like the DJs. Back then, it used to be DJ Coalition. Now, don't get me wrong. I made it without them, but we need them.
Yeah.
No, we need them. They was game changers. And I'm like, man, the bloggers is just like that. You got 30,000 followers. You got 60. You got 200. So just man, you saying y'all all in the pool and y'all be like, hey, we gonna take these next 60 days and work these 3-4 artists from here. No, that'll be incredible because, it ain't gonna do nothing but keep the cycle going. Y'all got all different kind of platforms and y'all got different ears and different eyes that's on y'all platforms. All y'all gotta do is push some artists through there.
So here, me and Lucci had a conversation about helping the city, how to support the city. And Lucci mindset, and shout out to my guy, but his mindset was he wanted to do a lot of free stuff. Like give them, if an artist struggling, give them free studio time. Do all these free things. And I said, Lucci, okay, what are we doing? Are you doing charity or are you doing business?
Right.
I was like, because for you, it's not free studio time. If this artist is recording in your studio, you paying for that engineer, you paying that rent, you paying that lighting. So you paid for his studio time. It was free for him.
Right.
You pay for it. So if it's business, how do you make your money back? I'm the type of person, if blogs do come and get behind the artist, they got to get something on the back end. It's business.
Okay.
The whole idea of pushing people through the free.
Check this out. What's business? Not to cut y'all. You totally right. Everything business. So the business is this here. We know this is a brewing game. All you boys monetized. All y'all monetized. So if y'all helping building up the artists, they gonna keep on coming through these platforms to break music, to break their videos. Why? Because they knowing this the circle that done got me hot. And if they keep breaking their music, giving y'all interviews of what's going on with them now, that's content that y'all media outlets can't move without. If it ain't no content, It's nothing. So at the end of the day, it go together. So you don't have to worry about how you go eat when you knowing that, hey man, they gonna have to come back and rock out with us to come and get this market.
Yes and no. I look at it like I get what you're saying. Yeah, it is a system that could continue to feed itself for sure. But I think a lot of artists use the word support the city as a manipulation term to try to guilt people into doing something for free and not have to give up. Oh man, you should just post me out of support for the city. My nigga, I can't feed my if blogging is all I do.
We talking about artists that you see working, because you got Kivo Bangs, you got little Earl and them. I see them boys posting more of themselves. You got my little homie, little Greg, MG, them boys post, and I'm like, man, take some boy, the O'Shea guy, like take these boys who already got some motion and go on and turn it up a notch.
But Chief, relationships works best when both parties feel like they're getting something equally beneficial. So
what I just said, you don't feel like that'll be a even swap?
I don't feel like that's an even swap. I feel like the best thing to do, cause especially a lot of these dudes blog full time. This is how they feed their family. We know you can jump behind an artist. We know labels with huge budgets who jump behind artists, and that artist may never break. To put all your energy into an artist just for free in the hope that they get on, and when they get on, they just come back and rock with me. That's not. See,
I'm not asking y'all to set aside what y'all are already doing.
But I'm not saying you. I'm saying
no. I'm saying I mean speaking in general. City, I'm like saying, okay, you still got your regular shit that you're doing. Yeah. You still getting your paid content. But I'm like, man, hey man, y'all, it's enough of y'all to where y'all can afford to rock out with a couple. Y'all got that enough. Y'all should have enough business and subscribe.
These posts is $20, fam. Other than say,
and that's cool. Listen, that's cool.
$20.
That's cool. That's cool. I mean, that's. I'm not tripping on that. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like that, if an artist ain't got $20 put in themselves, then shit, you shouldn't fuck with it.
That's exactly what I was telling.
I live on that. I'ma stand on that. If nigga, cause dog, you gotta pay to play. But I'm just saying, like, it's a system that can be created to where fuck $20. We talking about shit. You posting when you posting, you making $2,000-$3,000 off of them. No, it can get to that level because I know Sean eating off of Charleston. When he come and knock you out one, you go eat good off of him. So that post, fuck that $20. One of them posts, you making $500, $700, $800, $1,200, $1,500.
Yeah, I mean that's cool. I mean, but what I'm saying is they got a relationship.
That's just bad. You doing that with 2-3 artists. That's going to exceed that $20 that you saying that. I'm speaking in the sense of like, man, we can work the system to block. Like I ain't saying everybody. I'm just like, hey man, we go concentrate on 3 artists these next 60 days. We go work with them. It ain't taking away from what y'all already getting. We just adding to the gumbo.
Yeah, but why? I mean, I get it. If you're getting together as a bloggers and you like on some charity type shit,
charity,
it is. Because if it's business is sitting down is, hey, we're gonna get behind this artist, we're gonna bring them in, we're gonna write up paperwork, we're gonna talk about, hey, I'm gonna do this campaign behind you.
Okay.
In return, this is what I want on the back end. I'm not charging you up front.
Listen, we could do. That's the way you set it up.
But see, you and I understand that. Majority of the artists out here dealing in this think support of the city is
that mean
free.
They don't come through this system.
Hey man, give it to me. You should be supporting me for the city and not getting nothing on the back end.
But listen, this game ain't for everybody. If you can't give me what we present, I'm not tripping on you saying, hey man, if we go do this here, make sure we got them the word we got them can work it out. That's cool. And if they not willing to do that, you don't work with them artists. But the ones who do, that's the ones who you break.
But I think the biggest support of both, even no matter how big, if you got motion or not, if you got $40 and the blog charged $40, you pay him the $40, he benefit from the $40, and you get 20, 30,000 views. It don't need no favors. Y'all both did what it was supposed to do. Y'all took care of both each other. If you just saying you want the
$20 or $40 up the front, then I mean this game, this lane that I'm talking about, this strategic plan I'm talking about, must aim for the bloggers who want the $20, $40 up front.
Yeah. So, but then you got some that are on the level that charge $500, $1,000, $1,500.
I'm just more speaking in the system. Like, man, it's a way that we can set up. If you want to steady talk about the 20, I'm like, man, okay, you can get $20, $40 from one of them other niggas, but hey, man, we got these 3 artists that we running through, and we got a situation of how we finna roll out. And if some transpire, this how we go break bread. That's the game that should be played. That's how the coalition DJs did it now. Nigga got them DJs. That shit broke. Man, them boys coming doing them boys a free show. Coming doing them boys something, letting them DJs eat. Why? Because they played that game. That's the game. That's the hustle game. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you just own, hey, you wanna, you feel like an artist should just pay that $20, and that's not nothing. I don't see nothing wrong with that neither. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm just saying, like, incorporate this.
So, like back with Lucci, when I sometimes I go down in the comments and get entertained, but when I told Lucci, I was like, if I brought an artist in that I want to get behind, that I believe in, and I take care of his studio time, I won't want mine off the back end. I want part of the publishing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I put my money up front and alleviated all of your risk, you may not ever pop. I may not ever recoup.
Get that money back. Right.
So because I'm taking this chance, I want a piece on the back end. But if you look at a lot of artists, they think that's stupid. So for you, the back end, are you a back end type of guy? If I got to front you, hey, you got to give up a little bit on the back. I got to recoup.
Yeah. That's the game of front.
There you go.
It's coming. That's logic. If I'm not getting it, I'm front you. I'm not getting nothing on the front.
Got you.
I gotta eat on the back.
So supporting the city doesn't mean doing shit for free.
No.
So either we do something up front or we work something on the back.
Yeah, in the $20, $40, that's nothing. Like if a person don't do that, they insulting their damn self.
Yeah.
So I'm with you right there. I'm not saying. I'm like, nigga, that's how a nigga supposed to give you $100. Goddamn, how you posted out of the goddamn me world? They going buying Percocets and a bag, So I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm more like, hey man, let's turn it up a notch. You know what I'm saying? Incorporate this real, and that's gonna add more to y'all bag. Yeah. So now that back end okay.
So with it all said and done, like right now, man, you working, you actually crossed into this digital space.
Right.
You still the street guy, street legend, but now you came into this new world, this new realm. You came in with momentum because you are able to transfer this status over into this space. And so now when Chief talk, the internet is listening. So with Eat Greedy and what you working on, man, like what is it out there right now that people could tap in from Chief? Because I feel like that's the one thing we was missing on every platform you've been on. It's like, Chief, we hearing you, whether people hate you or they love you,
right.
They tapping in. So like where can people go and tap in more with Chief right now?
It's really pretty much go be the YouTube and the IG, but the YouTube is where I'm uploading everything, where I'm putting, setting everything up from, we finna upload the documentary. A lot of people ain't even seen that. All the podcasts episodes. I got some more that we about to upload next week that's already ready. Then we get more interviews coming on. Pretty much in the streets, I'm working shows, working. I got 2 of them coming up, you know what I'm saying? So if you in the streets, I'm working, so that's what I'm doing, and if you tapped in, done Chief, just stay tuned. I'm gonna keep on flooding you with what it is. We still working. I got Mother Earth who I'm talking to, and we on that weed strain thing, So I got a lot of other stuff. We still on the shoes, it's still customized, you know what I'm talking about? So, we still moving. It's just that I don't put the camera on everything until it's time.
Okay, man. So we're gonna see more camera though.
Most definitely, because this is fun. It's not even nothing personal, because at the end of the day, half of the people talking about me, they don't know me.
Yeah.
I don't get moved by opinions. With me being able to sit on the bench and look at how the game been ran digital wise and learn to like, okay, let me figure out how I can insert myself in without compromising myself or making me, get out of too much out of character. And it's like, this the rap and capping game, and I'm good at both.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm just fitting in where I get in. And far as, being in the camera, this ain't personal life. This all social media. You ain't gonna get none personal. You ain't gonna see me on no personal. This not personal. This business.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I would never be moved about nothing. This business. This business. It's not personal, man.
So let's put it like this, because and we ain't on this. On Boss Talk, you was talking spicy. You called Sean the Peon.
But we entertaining. He said I'm old, washed up, old nigga. So I can't just let you just, cause I look good. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm aging well. I'm giving them hell. You dig? And so that's what that is. But in certain areas, he was calling me a peon. Nah, he just used the nerd word. Nah, I just kept the lingo a little street, and nigga, when it been the street, it seemed a little bit more harsh. But since he was nerdy with his word, he's nothing. I'm understanding of that lingo too. So I just shot it how I shot it. Don't take it personal. He good at what he is, but he's still a peon in the aspect of what I'm on. He's obsolete. Just like I'm obsolete on what he's on, he's obsolete on what I'm on. Like, he ain't worrying about the streets. He ain't catering to them. I'm going to cater to them boys.
Got you.
And I'm going to pull up and let them see me. Hey, man, I'm outside. What's happening? And them streets go feed you. It just depends on how you work on them. If you coming on there on some rah-rah, they'll eat you up. But if you coming with something to sell and they goddamn me like it, they go buy it. And I know I'm for the streets.
Got you.
And I'm for the internet too, because the streets, it doesn't transition. I may not just be, I'm not for the 14 to the 23-year-old. They got to live a little bit, then they'll be able to vibe with me. I'm talking through testimonies. If you ain't got none, then, you ain't going to be able to ride and vibe right here.
Well, I tell you, hey, Don Chief, man. It's always a pleasure,
no one
man.
Flyer, man. It is all good, man. I appreciate you for giving me the platform and let me swap shit and talk shit and squat or spit a little bit and tell my goddamn story. And like I say, let's keep it going and keep it flowing.
All right, man. Well, all right, man. Well, until we meet again.
We coming.
Peace out.
Saycheesetv.